Welcome back to another episode of Shabbat Shmooze. This week, we're not talking about the Parsha because we're talking about Yom Kippur. Now, fun fact, Yom Kippur happens to be my favorite day of the year. Not just because it's my Hebrew birthday, I was born during Ne'ilah, but because it's a day of such incredible closeness to Hashem. It's not a scary day of judgment, we already passed that. Yom Kippur is a day where we are completely immersed in connecting to Hashem, and we have 25 hours of disconnecting from the world to connect to our one source of bracha and everything. I want to give over an idea to everyone that will make us really understand that Yom Kippur is not about becoming a perfect person. Yom Kippur is about recognizing that Hashem, our Father, Avinu Malkeinu, our Father in Shamayim, is simply waiting for us to take one step closer to Him. There's a famous story about a boy who was raised in a very loving and warm, frum home. But this boy decided to go on his own journey, and he left the house when he was a young boy. And for decades, he traveled the world, did his own thing, and never once called home, never once returned back. So many times the father would send him letters and telegrams and faxes, but this boy never responded. And one Yom Kippur morning, something happened. This boy woke up one morning and had this aha moment of, what have I done with my life these last 40 years? I want to go home. And I want to go and see if my father is still alive and if he would still even want to see me, want to connect with me. Will he even embrace me? Will he accept me? He travels all the way back home, and as he gets to his home, he sees an old, shriveled up man standing outside his house with his arms open, waiting for his son. And he begins running towards his son, and he says, "My child, my son, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you all these days, all these years, all these decades. I waited for you every minute. Welcome home." That is how Hashem feels for each and every one of His children. No matter how far we feel we are, no matter how disconnected we may be, no matter the distance we've gone without connecting to Hashem or answering Hashem's wake-up calls, Yom Kippur is the day for us to be that child that returns home. And before you get all worried and nervous about what does teshuva mean, what does that mean? I'll explain very simply. Teshuva, returning to Hashem, becoming a better person, is not being the perfect person. It's not becoming a Rebbe or a Rebbitzin, never speaking Lashon Hara again, never sinning again. It's not arriving at your final destination. It's not climbing and standing at the top of the ladder. Returning to Hashem, doing Teshuva, is simply recognizing you're on the wrong route and you're pressing ways to reconnect, redirect you, and just make a U-turn to get yourself back onto the right route. That point of making the U-turn is teshuva. Teshuva is not finally reaching the top layer, the top part of the ladder and standing on top of that. Teshuva is simply reaching for the one rung right above where you're holding. When Hashem sees that we're doing this small step, Hashem promises us gates that chariots can ride through. Hashem says to us, "My children, it's not scary. Pitchu li petach kechudo shel machat ve'ani aftach lachem petach kepitcho shel ulam." If you open for Hashem an opening just the size of an eye of a needle, you can rest assured that Hashem plans on returning gates to you that chariots can ride through. It's a pretty great return on your investment, won't you say? So, I want to ask everybody here, myself included, that we should recognize the power of these days and recognize the power of coming home to that Father who's standing outside with His arms wide open waiting for us. Just show up and just show Hashem that you want a really good year and that you're going to try a little bit to improve in your ways. Don't promise the sun, the moon, and the stars. That's not realistic. Aim to be a little bit better in one area of your life and tell Hashem, this is me reaching for that higher rung. This is me recognizing I'm heading down the wrong path at the wrong point. I'm going to make a little U-turn and get back on track. This is teshuva. Please Hashem, in the zechut of all of our chudo shel machatz, all our little eyes of a needle, Hashem should truly this year return back to all of us the biggest gates that chariots should ride through. And I'm wishing all of my beloved Kosherdotcom followers a gemar chatzima tova, a shana tova u'mituka, and because I was born on Yom Kippur, I would like to give you my birthday bracha a little bit early. Wishing every single one of you a year of total peace, total calm, incredible bracha, perfect health, great wealth, amazing mazel, so much simcha, and may you receive everything you want and need, both beruchniut and begashmiut, olam hazeh and the olam haba. Love you all. Gemar chatzima tova. Have an easy and meaningful fast.